or it's fear. They can look the same on the surface. Um, have you ever looked at a couple? Have you ever looked at a couple and you go, oh, they're so quiet, they're so quiet, they're so respectful of each other, they don't argue, they don't fight, they look so good together. Oh, such a lovely couple. They never argue. But what if they are not never haven't had to argue? Is not respect. What if they don't? The reason why they've never argued is not because there's respect. What if it is because one of person, either the male or the female or one of the partner, have learned over time that when they speak, there's always consequence after. So, beautiful people, you are welcome to another moment with conversation with Amy. It's been a beautiful 1 week coming here to share heart to heart with you, rub minds with you. So if you are joining this live, you are welcome. If you are first time here, you are welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome. And please, if you haven't subscribed, do have to subscribe so that you won't miss out on topics that we treat here. The topics we treat here are real life occurrence. As long as you interact with humans in the home, in the office, in school, wherever you are, you need the things that we talk in conversation within it, because we need to be emotionally intelligent when dealing with other fellow humans. And a lot of persons on a daily basis are speaking emotional languages via their body expression and their body language, which a lot majority of us have not been able to decode, and it's causing a lot of damages to our relationship. So when you see a quiet relationship, do you think it's respect? Do you think that relationship is quiet because there's respect in it? Let me hear from the comments. Please, when you join, kindly indicate in the comments so that I'll know where you're joining from. I really like us to rub minds together in the relationship where they never seem to like argue, where they never seem to like fight, where everyone seems to be like respecting themselves. Do you even think that there's a relationship without any form of argument or disagreement? If you're in a relationship and nobody disagrees, nobody argues, the person is always going with the line of thought, do you think it is out of respect or out of fear? Please let me know where you're joining from in the comments. It's really important so that I know that I'm not just talking to myself. It's the idea of life is for us to chat. Thank you, RDT0701. Thank you. You're welcome to Conversation with Amy. Oh, I hope you find your time here useful, though. Thank you so much. I appreciate your every minute here. So today we are talking about respect and fear. When relationships go well, when you see couples are quiet, do you think they are quiet, they are respecting themselves because is it respect or is it fear? Because for me, let me know your thoughts, please. Tanasia Brown. Oh, you don't think it's respect? Good evening. Thank you for joining me. By the way, happy Sunday from this end. This part of the world, we greet everybody happy everything. So I hope your weekend has been lovely. I hope you really enjoyed yourself. I hope you really lived this weekend. So when relationships are lovey-dovey and they don't seem to like argue, do you think it's because they respect themselves, or it's because one person is afraid of talking in order not to be sanctioned? Welcome to every one of you that are joining. I appreciate your every minute. Because, so back to what we're saying, for me, this is what respect sounds like. Respect sounds like I value you. Another way respect is for me is I can disagree with you without dishonoring you. Then another way I know that in this relationship there's respect is when I can give my opinion and I know that it will be heard, even though you don't necessarily agree with what it is I'm saying, but I'll be heard. You know that you are valued in this relationship. My opinion matters in this relationship, and this is respect also for me, that I don't necessarily have to win the conversation every time. I don't have to be the one. You don't have to take my opinion all the time. I don't have to be the one winning the conversation or the arguments all the time. But as long as I'm being heard, I'm being respected, I'm being allowed to disagree without having to fear consequences, that's respect for me. For instance, by the grace of God, I am married. If my husband took a particular decision and I find out that that decision he took wasn't actually the right decision you should have taken, because I have respect and I'm being respected in that relationship, I won't be afraid of telling him, oh, I'm sorry, I think this decision you took this time around is wrong. Can we talk about it? And my husband, in a healthy relationship, my husband like, oh, okay, we can talk about it in so time. He doesn't necessarily have to take my opinion. He can still stick to his opinion. But for the fact that it gives me the room and the freedom to actually express how I feel about a certain decision, that is the healthy relationship. Whereas, and if you agree with whatever it is we are saying here, please let me see a like so that I know that you are agreeing. And if you don't actually agree with my thoughts of thinking, you can also write in the comments. So, why fear on the other side is my husband makes a decision. I'm like, oh, I cannot talk. Oh. If I talk now, it's better I keep quiet because if I talk now, there might be a problem. Another one is, oh, there's no point of me talking because even when I talk, I won't be heard. And then another one is my feeling doesn't actually matter. The way I feel about a particular decision doesn't actually matter. So let me just keep quiet. Or it could be that it is better I keep quiet over honesty. If I see my significant other or someone close to me doing something wrong, because the reason why I might keep quiet sometimes is because I'm afraid that the consequences. It's better I keep quiet than to be honest. So this is how a lot of relationships are running. This is how a lot of relationships that seem to be peaceful are running. They are not. I don't think it's healthy. My opinion, though, I don't think because these people are not fighting, people are not arguing, people are like it's because this person is because they have respect for each other. Majority of the relationship in our society today are run out of fear. They coexist in fear. So the other person will not be able to voice out because they're afraid they will be misunderstood or there might be a problem if they talk or question your partner's choice or action that doesn't seem well with you. And then women feel somehow about everything. No, it's not about, this is not about women, it's about being human. The government contractor, the AI government contractor, is not about how I feel, it is what should be done. There are things that ought to be in place in a relationship. Respect is one of the things that ought to be in a relationship. When I'm in a relationship, I shouldn't be afraid to call you out when you are wrong. So it is not a woman thing. And if I am wrong, my husband shouldn't be afraid to call me out when I am wrong. Or if my husband sees that the relationship, the decisions I made or that I'm making might be harmful to me at the end, he shouldn't be afraid coming to me to tell me. Or if he thinks I was wrong, particular about how I addressed him, or how I talked to him, or how I made a certain decision that has to do with us, he shouldn't be afraid to talk to me. So it's not a woman thing, it is being human and being respectful in relationship. So I'm saying when I see all these things that I don't like, or when I see a need for me to speak up in a relationship and I don't speak up, men don't call out often. We know some things is best to be kept quiet. Well, yeah, it happens. A lot of men do not talk because most men have been brought up to internalize their pain inside, and it is not healthy, and it is not, I don't think it is the right thing for us to do. Men are human, they should be led to express. You think because you don't talk about things that makes it right. This evening, I think I was actually discussing with my husband that, oh, babe, the fact that we don't talk about something, like we have an issue, maybe you keep your shoe in this particular place and I don't like it, or maybe you keep your shoe in a particular position in the house and I don't like it, I will talk about it. Apart from that, men have learned from experience that we need to move on some issues. Well, I believe that some issues should be addressed because if we keep covering up, if we keep neglecting some issues, we keep neglecting them and covering them up and overlooking them, it will get to a point, it will escalate. And that is why a lot of persons in their relationship, they have anger issues. As in, and then this anger keeps building over time because unresolved issues have been covered, have been pressed, because with the mentality that, oh, men don't talk, men are not supposed to express themselves, men are not supposed to be hot, men are expected to be more matured and do. So resentment builds over time because issues that needs to be addressed are not addressed. And it is not a healthy relationship. If you see something wrong with me, or you see something wrong in whatever it is we are doing, and you think because you are a man, you cannot call me out, or you cannot come attention to it, I don't think it is healthy. And I don't think you love me. Because if you love me, you will not see me doing things that are going to harm me. I don't even think you value your own self, because if I keep repeating a particular behavior that's hurting you, and you just say because you are a man and you want peace to reign, I don't think you like yourself, because over time you end up resenting me. So how is that manly, or how is that womanly, or how is that women always feeling somehow about everything? And I think that is one of the reasons why most women tend to live longer, because we express things. When we see things that do not go right with us, we express it, we say it. And people, that is when people tend to tag women as being, I didn't even want this discussion to be gender biased. That's why I didn't call out any particular gender. So I'm just responding to at the AI government contractor. So this is not a woman thing. This is something that should be in a relationship. And this is why we are having issues in our relationship, because we see things that we ought to have addressed and we are not addressing them. We overlook it. Maybe somehow we settle the issue and then everybody laughs. And then tomorrow that same issue occurs and then we don't address it. Something happens, we find a way to maneuver and get over it. And we think it's right. It isn't even healthy. So at the government contractor, you believe that when relationships are peaceful, it is out of respect and not necessarily out of fear from one partner or the other. Because I believe while respect is saying I trust you, I feel respect is speaking trust, is speaking love, is speaking humility, is speaking freedom of expression, to be yourself, individuality, respect, and the need to call for adjustments. Actually noted something, so I won't forget. Freedom, respect is speaking honor, it is speaking love, it is speaking trust, it is speaking asset of fear. It must come back to gender share, because the genders address problems differently. I think, yeah, we are right though, but I think the reason why genders tend to address problem differently is because we've never had a platform, or there have not been so many opportunities where both genders can express themselves equally. That's why it's always looking like women are cantankerous in nature. That's if I pronounce that word right. It must come back to gender. Oh yeah, I've read that. So okay, now at the government contractor, what do you think? When most relationships are peaceful, do you think it is out of respect, or it is out of fear? I'm sure for you to be on this live, it means that you are 18 and you've been in relationship before. So now when I'm talking about relationship, I'm not just talking about marital relationship. At work, we are in relationship with people. Let me just be honest, I don't understand women at all. But I think actually the thing is you can't, like, they will not normally say that you can't fully understand a woman, but at least you can try. You can try to know what it is that you think respect. At least we have a common ground. You believe that when relationships are peaceful is because there's respect, but that is always not the reality. Most relationship looks peaceful because one partner is actually afraid of speaking up. It looks respectful because one partner over the Yes, I've learned over the years that when they speak up, that there's always consequences. So instead of them to face those consequences, they enjoy the consequences and keep quiet. But I think women understand men. But you think women understand men fast? No, women do not understand men fast. We do trial and errors until we get what it is that we want, or we tend to like do trial and errors until we find exactly, until we come to more or less like a conclusion, like, oh, I think this is who he is. Everybody is a work in progress, so we cannot actually all. I don't think women understand men quickly. Women just, and it's because they have interest, and I think it's because women love more. Because permits me, I hope I will not start a gender war here, but I just don't want it to be gender bias. When a woman loves her, she loves with everything she has, and she wants to give her all to make it work. So I think the difference is the way a man loves a woman is different from the way a woman loves a man. That is why it seems like women tend to understand men more. And most times when it looks like we are understanding men more, it still boils down to fear. We don't want problem. Like, well, I don't want, if I talk now, this man might go. I don't want to lose the man. So let me just manage him like that. They are managing the situation. It's not because they understand you. And another one is, oh, if I talk this about this particular thing, and it might look like I'm complaining too much, and you might want to go and look for peace elsewhere. But what is what I just sometimes I used to ask myself, what is that peace you are looking for, that you are looking for peace that will not make you better? If you are in a relationship and you are not better, and someone cannot call you and tell you the truth, Abba, and can even study and predict a man's next move. But I think women understand men because we are interested in making the relationship work. That's why it looks like we understand you better, and that is why we can predict each other. It is something that you have interest in, that you are able to predict moves and be able to complete their next sentence because you are into it. But men, if people are kind of like scattered here and there, work needs their attention, a lot of things. But women, we are good at multitasking. We can be doing our work and still love our men 100%. I can be doing my work and still be thinking of my husband and still be thinking of, oh, what do I do so that when he comes back home, you'll feel at home. So we multitask, but your head is just straightforward. If you are doing work, his work, you don't have space for us. You will not even create small space for us. Please let me know the part you are joining from. Mango2559. Hi, welcome. Welcome to Conversation with Ini. And please, if you haven't subscribed, if you enjoy our conversation or you want to know more about Conversation with Ini, please do subscribe so you don't miss out on our next episode. Yeah, we talk about emotional issues. I am an emotional communication specialist. I talk about just like when the baby cries and everybody are running helter skelter, saying the baby wants to eat, the baby diapers is wet. But the mother comes and look at the baby because it is a baby and you can understand the language the baby say, oh, he's actually not hungry and he doesn't need a diaper change. He just wants to be hugged. That is what I do with emotion. When I tend to look beyond the physical expression of what people are saying, and I'm trying to know the emotional language this person wants me to speak to them. Most of us, we have issues in our relationship because one person wants to be respected. And probably the person is my elder, and maybe over time I've been trying to go shoulder to shoulder with the person, and the person will do everything to frustrate me. That thing that person is doing to frustrate me is just to try to tell me that you need to respect me. The emotional language that person is speaking is, you need to respect me because I am there. So you will find a way to shadow something to call my attention to the fact that I need to respect him. So kind of like my work is to decode emotions. Not like I get them 100% right, but we try to see the underlying cry, our emotion, the languages people speak via their emotions that they are not able to see out. And most times we see our loved ones, we value them, we appreciate the work that they are doing, we are proud of them. We know within ourselves that we are proud of them, but we cannot open our mouth to say thank you to them. We cannot open our mouth to tell them, I appreciate the things that you are doing for me. We cannot open our mouth to tell them, I really miss you when you are not around. And we just assume that they should know because Yes, now it is normal thing for you to know, but people will not know unless we speak up. So my job as an emotional communication specialist is to encourage people. So I actually encourage people via writing, and I use special occasions like birthdays, anniversaries, wedding vows, special moments, tributes, to let people tell their loved ones that they are loved, seen, and valued. And that's why our talks, our discourse are mostly concentrated on emotional issues. And then we try to decode the language underneath every action every person takes. So as time goes on, we get better. So welcome to Conversation with Ini. And please subscribe and let me know where you are chatting from, please. And if you agree with my thoughts, let me know in the comments. If you think what I'm saying doesn't make sense to you, well, it is your opinion. Still air your opinion. That is why we are here, to get better, and then to kind of like know, so that we'll get better at understanding people around us. Emotional intelligence is one of the key factors they look for everywhere. It's not just in marriages, even in our workplaces, because the character most people exhibit in their home, they are not a different person when they come to the office. They are not a different person when people meet in the playground, at the game center, at the sports center, or they are the same person, and they exhibit the same character in different ways. So that is why we are here. When somebody, so when you see relationships that are not, that look very perfect, most times they are not perfect because they love each other. They are perfect because most of them are living in fear. Abi, haven't you been in a have you ever been in, or let me say, should I ask you, haven't you been in a situation where you just say, I don't want to wahala, let me just keep quiet, like at the AI government contractor said, he said men don't take things at the surface. They don't really bother themselves the way women do, because you just feel, well, I don't want to wahala, let me just keep quiet. But your woman needs you to talk. Your woman needs you to address the issues that are going, because if you don't address it, she's pained. The same situation, she might be quiet at that moment, but she's pained. She's hurting. And when she starts giving you character, when she starts exhibiting some kind of character, you might say she's being disrespectful. You might say she doesn't respect you. You might say she's being nagging. Oh, whereas what she's only saying is, I need you to see me. I need you to hear me. There's this particular problem that we are having, that we haven't sorted it out. We need to sort it out. So men, please, it is not normal. When you are hot, call attention to it. And when we try to call your attention to the things that are hurting us, by all means, please listen to us. Let's sit down. Let's find a way to trash it out. This actually reminds me of one of my favorite book by Chimamanda. Then when I was in high school, The Purple Hibiscus. You know, this particular character, the main character, Campbell's father, used to be a dictator. Is it a dictator? That's what they call him. In the house, nobody can talk. Nobody can question his decision. What he says is final. The wife cannot talk to him. And it resonates with me so much, because that is the norm in the society. That is how most marriages in. When daddy comes back, everybody is running and going to hide. When mommy comes back, everybody's running and going to hide. The kids, what kind of human being do you think you are? When those around you cannot express themselves, they have an idea, they cannot share with you, because if I share this thing with him, oh, he might really not regard it, because my opinion doesn't matter. What kind of person will you be? In that, the Purple Hibiscus, when that man died, the children were celebrating. And it is not just a story, it is real life. There are people who will die in their homes, instead of their family or their immediate, both immediate and extended family mourning him. They are rejoicing that this person has died, because when he lived, he really didn't have any impact upon them. He didn't give them room to speak. He didn't give them room to be themselves. You are in a relationship, you've never had time to rub minds. You are in a relationship, nobody can correct you. You are walking to your destruction, because eventually when they see something that's coming to harm you, they might still not want to talk, because you will not hear them, because over time you've not been hearing them. So with the points I've made now, at my dear contractor, the AI government contractor, do you still think it's a woman's world? Like, or that we are being extra petty, or that we don't want to leave issues unaddressed? to calling out women too for the things that they are doing. Call their attention. Some persons might even be hurting you without even knowing, but it's you. You just be punishing yourself over time. The person might not know that they are hurting you, but until you call them out, they won't know. So let me leave us with, when you are not there, will your presence be missed? Are people that come around you, are they free to express themselves? Are you a monster? Because a lot of us are really, really very beautiful outwardly, but in the inside, we are monsters. Because people are scared of us. We are scary to be around with. We are afraid. We don't even trust who we are when we are before you, when we are around you. And people are afraid to be themselves when they are around you. People are afraid of consequences. So the emotional language people speak, people who are in a fearful relationship speak is, I listed it down, is anxiety. People are anxious. Whenever they see you, they get anxious. And then another one is rejection. They feel they are speaking, the language they are speaking in fear is rejection. Oh, you will never listen to what I say. My opinion never counts here. Oh, my feelings does not matter here. So let me not even try. And then another language they speak is intimidation. You want to talk, they say, shut up, who are you? Who are you? What do you think that you know that you want to say about it? Are you in my line of field to know what it is that I'm facing there? Like, start shutting them up, intimidate them to shut up, or to run into their shell or crawl into their shell. Those are the language they are speaking: fear, anxiety, intimidation. They are speaking emotional exhaustion. Like I said, women seem to be nagging in nature because they tend to repeat issues that they've called your attention over and over and over again, and you've done nothing about it, and you people have not sat down to address it and come to a resolution and make decision on how that issue should be handled. They are exhausted. So whenever you do the next thing again, it's not because they respect you, they just keep quiet. No, that is how it is. That is how she is. He's never going to change. Exhausted. That is the language they are speaking to you. And then learn helplessness. Some persons are in relationship and they're feeling helpless. They are stuck. They cannot go out. They cannot move out. They cannot move in. They are just in the same place. But what kind of a relationship? What kind of love is that? If you say you're in a relationship with me, are you still agreeing with my line of thought? Because we'll be running up soon. If you agree, please let me know. I'm not saying the likes, and I hope you are subscribing. Please do subscribe so that this message can reach a larger audience. Thank you. So I was saying, what kind of a person are you, or what kind of love do you think you are exhibiting? You are showing. You say you are in a relationship with somebody, and this person is afraid to talk to you, and this person is anxious when you come around, and this person is intimidated to even share their ideas with you because you always make them feel whatever you say is better. And then this person is already exhausted. He's feeling like, how do you think this person would? Do you think this person genuinely loves you? If the emotions, if their emotional language is anxiety, anxiousness, they are being humiliated, they are often being rejected, they are always feeling intimidated, and they are oftentimes emotionally exhausted or feeling helpless in the situation. My question to you is, do you honestly think in such relationship those people love you? Do you think that they will love you and they will celebrate you, that they are always happy to meet you? You know, some persons are just existing in that relationship because they do not have a choice, and because they are afraid of moving out, and because they are afraid of starting over. Not necessarily because they love you, because it is not an healthy relationship. And if you are the person feeling all of this emotionally, you are feeling scared, you are feeling intimidated, you are feeling anxious, you are feeling helpless and exhausted, and you still stay in that relationship, do you even think you love yourself? If you will not eat poison, like food that's poisoned, when you know that there's poison that in this food, and when you eat it, your physical body will die. That is how, when somebody keeps making you feel this way emotionally, you inside, the real you, which is your emotion and your mind, is actually dying. And that is why you keep feeding yourself, keep allowing other people to feed you. So this is where I'm going to call it a quit for today, so that we can be strong to go about our businesses during the week. I pray we have a fruitful week, that the week we are entering favors us, that we will not lose our life on account of looking for our daily bread. And I pray our relationships are blooming successfully, that we find comfort in relationship, because that is what relationship ought to be. We find comfort, we find safety. Someone is in a relationship with you, the person should feel safe, the person should feel comfortable calling you out, the person should be able to correct each other. So I hope that little by little our relationship will keep getting better, and that we'll know the emotional language. At least we'll try to be patient to decode whatever this person is saying needs emotionally, so that we can give them. So I really appreciate your time. So please subscribe, because tomorrow I think would be the next topic. And if you have any question on what we've discussed thus far, let me see in the comments. I might answer. And at the government contractor, are you convinced now? Have I been able to convince you a little, not to confuse you, that a healthy relationship is one that has respect and not necessarily fear? Have you? Are you still with me? Have I been able to convince you? Man go 2559. Are you still with me? Do you agree? Where exactly are you chatting from? Let me know. So tomorrow we'll be talking about is it apology or it's manipulation? When somebody says I am sorry to you, when there is an issue and somebody says I am sorry or apologizes. Tomorrow we'll be chatting on that, so that we'll know when somebody is really sorry and when somebody is trying to manipulate us. Because sometimes both male and female use apology to manipulate us. It's really been a nice time with you all. Like, I enjoyed the back and forth, and excuse me, I actually enjoy the fact that the government contractor said that women, we can be a little bit extra, and that men are, in quotes, macho. They are able to handle everything. They are able to chest anything. You people are the VVVIP in chesting and bottling up emotions and things that are not right with you. Chest them with a full chest. That's good to know. So, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your data you use in connecting with me, for giving me your time, for chatting, for hearing your opinion. They mean a lot to me. And please subscribe. Do have a good night's rest. I'm calling it a quit. Yeah, tonight. Thank you so much. Please, let's meet again tomorrow. So we meet during the hours of 9 to 10. I kind of like alternate it between 9 to 10, depending on when I'm free for the day. So if I'm free a little bit earlier, we chat by 9. If I get in a little bit late, we chat by 10. But I promise to keep showing up. Even if I don't have much to say, but just to say I and to check on each other. And I actually want to have feedback on how the topics we've treated thus far has been of help to you. They are not anything new, but it's just a new way of looking. Our main aim is to identify the emotional language behind every emotions that are being displayed, every character that are being displayed. Do have a good night's rest. And thank you so much.